quality, but I'm doing this on my phone. I wanted to talk about a free cache. I do free cache on the side when I have a chance, and this is like one of the few games where I actually got to the end of like the play rewards. I obviously didn't get to the end of that. I watched so many ads, and like these just did not fill up for me, so that's not worth it. But you know, free cache games regardless are like very low payout for like the time played, but this one actually you can get to the end of it. It's still not like a great payout, but if this is something you do on the side, this is a good game for it. It's called DDDigger. Sorry. If you have this offer, I definitely recommend doing it because and I will say I did make one purchase, which was there's these planetary weapons, and I bought this one on the very last universe because every universe you have like challenges for your play that give you more pay. And the very last universe I was kind of struggling. Some tips I would give you is like the missile upgrade is probably the best for like actually clearing the layers as you dig. I'll show you some gameplay in a little bit, but I'm just kind of going through this first. And like the missile upgrade does the best for clearing layers, so because like it has AoE. If you get the reduced casting time for it, that's like the best upgrade for it as well. It does take some RNG because obviously the upgrades you get are random. But honestly, the earlier parts of the game aren't too hard. It's more just playing the game. And like as you play, let's do that real quick. If I had to rate these real quick though, it'd be missile, the little drill guy in the top right. The booster's pretty good, especially if you get the perma booster. It actually does a solid amount of damage. It's not that bad. And then dynamite and dice. The rest of them are like garbage in my opinion. Like they're not very good. Which at the start it doesn't really matter that much. And I just finished this, so every universe you get a new universe and it's just harder. I will say that this boss isn't bad. This boss is like second hardest. This boss is like the third hardest. This boss is like third from the least hardest, I guess. This one's the hardest in the game by far, and that's kind of why I needed this upgrade, because this upgrade is like very good for killing bosses. Actually, it's kind of underwhelming for what I thought it was going to be when I purchased it. But it did help me get through the last phase because the bosses, like the very last universe I had to do for the challenges. Also, something I wanted to add in real quick. If you use your ultimate, like you have this thing you can charge up and it like transports you like through a certain section of stage. It's usually about half. And if you use that charge up at the right time before the boss spawns, you can actually clear the stage without fighting the boss. But I can never do that consistently, but just letting you know that is an option. And if you get it consistently, you'll never have to fight a boss again. But I couldn't do it, but only a few times. So just a heads up on that. So if you think you're going to play it enough to get to like chapter 7, then it's worth investing in. If you don't think you're going to get that far, I probably wouldn't spend any money on it. It's not that good. It's not like a game changer where it's going to make the game super easy. I wonder if you can go to previous galaxies just so I can showcase. No, this is going to be hard then. But let's just show some play real quick on how this works. And this is the purchased one. It's not that much better than the other ones. The other ones are kind of a little bit better for destroying the blocks and whatnot. But this one just has so when you get your yellow stars upgraded, you get like a super upgrade for that weapon. And one of them for the Chrono Dragon is like a damage to bosses, which doesn't help with the stage clearing, but it does help with bosses, obviously. And like I said, that poison boss is very hard because he can spawn in random places. Sometimes he'll spawn on top of you, which is really toxic. And then like when you get it to like, after you get the 3 yellow stars, you can get 3 red stars and then 3 green stars. And the 3 green stars, you get your second ultra upgrade for it. Recharges delay is what you need on your tools. Worker just basically makes it where you get your like resources to level up faster and like currency. And let's see. It is kind of nice how things scale. The roulette, there's like a roulette thing where you can spend your money. I would honestly upgrade your universal weapons first, which is like your Chrono Dragon and whatnot, because that's what you're going to be using most of the time until you get to the end. The universal weapons really aren't that good towards the end, but like early on they're very strong and you can clear most of the game with them. But then like once you get to the later universes, you're really going to need to rely on your missiles. Clearing the floors gets like harder and harder and harder, and eventually it outscales your universal weapons, to be honest. I have to do like watch all the ads to clear a stage. I'm not going to show the ads, but like I'm going to show you the parts that have ads. Missile's the best. You're lucky if you get the missile. Like, this is something I would do for the ads. So you get all 3 of these upgrades for free after you watch the ad. I was hoping eventually I'd get like the ad reward, but I did get the basic one, but I didn't get the one that's like worth any money. So and like I said, I would just mute my phone and not look at the ad while it's playing until you get your upgrades. But something to keep in mind is when you get to the end, if you get past halfway in the stage, you can watch an ad to revive with like all your health and all your boosters. But if you're like struggling on a stage and you don't get to halfway, then you will not get your revive. So that's something to keep in mind. Like, you want to make a build that you're comfortable with, that you can at least get halfway through the stage. And because like, I guess the game assumes if you don't make it to halfway, you're not going to make it the other half either, because it just gets harder. Recharge delay, like I said, is the best for the missiles, because the missiles have a long cooldown, but they by far... Something I noticed in this game is because the damage multipliers for like upgrades are done by percent, the missile has like the most top damage, so the percent does like way more for it. And like I said, it has huge built-in splash. Missile 1 is way better if you get the option. I would take either one that comes up, but Missile 1 is like the better version. The other one's like a dot, but Missile 1 is just amazing because it can clear so many floors. And like I said, I'm not going to take ads here. I might get to half just because we started a new universe and we're on the very first stage. But like, once you get to the final universe is when you really slow down, but it's very doable still. It just takes time. And like good rolls, you have to roll your missiles and whatnot. And I think you only get like 100 energy a day. You get like 50 energy at first. And then you can watch a video to get like 50 more energy. Which honestly, I don't think I ever played like 100 energy a day. Like, you know, if you watch the channel, I upload videos quite often, and then I have other stuff to do on top of that. So like, I didn't even like know. I did play it a good bit, but I didn't like no life it. Like some of these other games where I've tried to get the reward and you don't even get it. So I might, like, if people want me to, I'll probably cover other offers I do that are pretty good on free cash. But we'll just see how people receive it, because like, it's just something I do in my spare time, and I know it's helpful to know what offers are actually decent, because like some of them suck. And like I said, some of them I probably won't even get to the end of the offer, because like, one, I don't like to buy the things in the game. The only reason I bought the Chrono Dragon was because I was like at the very end of the universe and I thought it was really going to help. So like, there's not going to be a lot of videos where I get to the end of offers, but like, if I find one that still pays out, like Mech Arena is a very good one. Mech Arena, I got a lot of money from that one, and I didn't pay anything in it. That was a great. Like, if you get Mech Arena, I would definitely do that one as well on PC. I wouldn't do it on phone because that game is a pain in the butt to play on the phone. I mean, I probably would do it on phone, but I really recommend doing it on PC because it just plays so much better. Make sure you link your account too, because see how I got this revive instantly with an ad? If I didn't make it halfway in the stage, I wouldn't get that. So if you're wondering why you're not getting the revive instantly anymore when you get to the farther stages, it's because you didn't make it halfway through the stage. That's the reason. But yeah, hopefully this video is helpful. The short version of this video will probably be not as much information. I'll still upload it as a short as well. But thanks for watching as always. Bye!